Hello and welcome to another episode of Insider Spotlight. So today we have a group of guests from Singapore who will be representing their organization called the Clarinet Club. And yes, as the name suggests, TCC is an interest group created in 2017 and is made up of members from all over Singapore who play the clarinet. But even in a group where only one instrument is being played, the essence of TCC actually lies in diversity. So how does that actually work? Well, that's what we're here to find out, right? So without further ado, let me introduce our guests for today. All right, so first up we have Kendrick from the Clarinet Club. Hello, hi Kendrick.
Hi.
We also have Li Xuanqing. Hi.
Hello.
Also, we have Amirul Abdullah. Amirul.
Hello.
And last but not least, we have Gina. Hi, Gina.
Hi.
Hello. All right, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Insider Spotlight series. How's everyone doing?
Great.
Good.
Good.
How's the situation in Singapore?
We still can't have performances lah. I think that's basically everywhere. Yeah.
But even rehearsals are banned as well, right?
Yeah,
not
not at the
encouraged.
moment.
Okay. All right. So why not? Let's just dive into the questions that we have for today. Okay. So first up, tell us a bit about the Clarinet Club. You know, how did it start? What did you guys do? What inspired the Clarinet Club?
Okay, so the Clarinet Club actually started during 2017. So we actually started our performance at the Singapore Art Museum. So after that, actually we carry on taking part in a competition called the Nanyang International Ensemble Competition, and then we decided to actually stick together after that. So how we came about our name, the Clarinet Club, is because we needed a name for our first performance, the Singapore Art Museum.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a rush. So actually we just decided to just call ourselves the Clarinet Club since all of us are clarinetists. Yeah. So also there's also the Clarinet Affair also. We every year we will have a Clarinet Affair which consists of all the clarinetists, just purely clarinet concert. And then there's also the diversity which consists of other instruments like brasses and also for like flute. Not only just clarinet, there's also other section to actually play with us. Yeah.
So when you guys first started, right? How many members were there? Was it
Ooh.
Initially there was about I think 10 or 11. Yeah, but then after that, after the competition, some of us have like our studies and stuff like that. So actually, there's kind of after the competition, there only left like 3%. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
was it difficult to like recruit more people and to continue growing from there?
Actually, it was pretty tough at that moment because it's just a few of us. So our connections, our networking wasn't that wide. Yeah. So it was pretty tough for us to actually recruit people or actually find other, like for example secondary school kids to actually ask them to join us because as you know our age gap, there are like quite a big gap. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. So how often do you guys practice or have rehearsals?
So we actually before COVID we actually had like every Saturday we have our practice. That is our main day that we will have the Clarinet Club practice. But let's say for example if nearing to like an event we will tend to also use up our Sundays. Yeah.
Okay. So mostly on the weekends, right?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. So that's just a general, outlook of how the TCC operates. But if you can use one word to describe the Clarinet Club, what would that be? Right. It's open to anyone. Just one word to describe TCC.
As cliche it sounds, right? But I would say the word family.
Family.
I
Okay.
feel like the word family really resonates with the Clarinet Club. So why do I say that? Because like we all come from different background, different age groups, different secondary schools, different walks of life, different race. Yeah, but it's funny how when we all come together, right? We just somehow blend very well together. So like you know rojak adjustment.
Yeah, Rojak, yes.
Rojak, yes.
Yes.
So we are like rojak, you know. So like every one of us in TCC, we're like the different ingredients. So
Mm.
when we put together and then we mix it with the sauce, it just harmonize lah. It's just like wow, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I would say TCC is, and I feel that every member right in TCC we are just very humble, like not self-praise lah, humble and down to earth. Like we have very good players, and three of them are amongst me now. Yeah, so the three of them. But but the thing is, right? I can always go to them when I needed help. When I find like a passage that I know how to play, they will always be there to like guide me lah. And the rest of the members. So there's no such thing as like, oh, I'm a pro player and you're not. So in TCC we are like all equals. And then in the family, right? We have our like our mother, our father, our big sister. TCC we have it too. Yeah. So Christine is like our mother because like she's like the most that's will sayang you, yeah, and then she will take care of all the admin matters lah, like bookings of venues, liaising with all the different vendors. That she's the one, and then our big sister, I would say Wen He is our president. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what she does, right? A night before our practice, right? She will actually make sure that we know about the practice, and then on that day itself, she will actually check our attendance and give us a morning call.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have an issue about something which I will cover later. Yeah, so she will give us a morning call,
Mm.
and then you will ask, who's the father then? Oh, that is Gina.
Oh.
Yeah, Gina, she's like the father figure lah. So she will like guide us when we are like a bit off track. Then she would realign us to what we are supposed to do. She's strict, but at the same time she's loving. Yeah, yeah. Then the rest we are just like the kids lah. Yeah, I'm probably the baby because I'm the newest in the family.
Does anyone have differing opinions on that one? Like you know, maybe you have a different word that you might describe TCC with.
Actually, yeah, to me, TCC is also a family lah. So I do agree with Amiru. we do get the kind of feel when we are in the group.
It's family. Okay, that's quite interesting. So then it goes back to the question when I was, when I first introducing you guys, why specifically a group for clarinets? What makes that interesting or different or unique about the group?
Basically, how we formed was very impromptu. Like, we just started playing out in a band together, and then we knew each other very well in the section, and then we just thought, hey, why not? And then we, as TCC, we performed for one venue, and then the second event, and it just went on and on. And also, clarinet is a very versatile instrument, so we had not much ideas merging with other instruments. So let's say clarinet, how many range does it have? It has more than 3 range alone. And then from the contrabass to the E flat, that adds up to about seven octaves. And then you have lots of colors. Let's say the alto and the contrabass each have different colors as well. And it blends very well. So I think we are a mini band, so to speak. I think that's the first intuitive choice.
Who needs the other instruments, right?
Exactly.
Only needs clarinet.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, so if for someone who hasn't been to TCC, right, how different is TCC from, say, like other music groups, or like, what are your day-to-day operations like? Is it the same as how a band operates?
Actually, for day-to-day operations, it's really similar to a normal community band because we also belong to a community club. So like also like band, we also have a very dedicated team who will plan for events lah, performances and rehearsals, etc. And then, but because we are a smaller group, is a challenge for us to attract more audience and to sort of sell tickets even though our concerts are mostly free because we are a small number. Yeah. So like, but one big advantage we have over band, right, is mobility. Like because except for the bass, contra, all this, right, the rest we just pick up a clarinet and go. So like that kind of like small, like different from normal band lah. Then the second thing is playing wise, because in TCC, of course we do ensemble playing versus band playing, right? So ensemble playing is like we are more focused, and then there are more opportunities and more responsibilities as individual players. So and because they have to take more lead as compared to like playing in a section lah. And then whether there is or without conductors, it becomes more like collaborative, you see. So like usually we don't have a conductor in the ensemble. We just play and then we just cue, learn how to cue and everything. Yeah. So I guess that's the one thing that's different lah. And I think very luckily, in TCC, right, our vibe is pretty positive all the time. So it's like we always have members encouraging each other and motivating each other lah. Yeah. So
just out of curiosity, do you guys do like sectional practice or do you just do part practice, like whoever plays the same part and play together, or besides
we do
ensemble?
sectionals. We do sectionals. We do by like parts. So for example, if let's say we have more than one person in one part, right? Usually we will try to fix something together as parts first before as a section lah. Sort of, yeah.
Okay,
so those are the extra rehearsals that Kendrick was saying just now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So usually on the weekends, but then if there's more, then there's more other practices throughout the week now.
Yep.
Okay, so then this is something very unique. I think a lot of places don't have a club specifically dedicated to just a specific instrument, right? So how do you think like the uniqueness of this club is able to resolve any issues faced by the current community? What do you think?
Okay, I think like currently we have a number of issues. For example, not every schools in Singapore we get the luxury of having a tutor in the section.
Yep.
And then exposure is very different in different schools. So like performances wise, sometimes schools are different schools is really differing lah. So like if students wants to do more than what their school offers, right, they don't get an opportunity elsewhere. And then also exploring playing in an ensemble. We do have schools to support that, but like I say, it's not all schools that does it lah.
Yeah.
Also a continuity, like that there isn't exactly a place for graduates to continue playing. And I'm talking about an ensemble sense lah, not in community band wise. So like what we aspire to do, right, is to like create a platform and opportunity for the exposure, and then to provide a positive environment for self-improvement within the group, no matter which level or standard of playing you are at. And then to promote the clarinet family, definitely, like from E flat to contra, the auxiliary clarinets. And then basically just we aspire to just promote like enjoying the process of music making with friends. I think that's very important in TCC. Then like so far to address what we have done, right? Kendrick mentioned earlier, we have 2 major concerts a year. So it's a Clarinet Affair and Diversity. And the thing is, it's mostly free and very accessible for like students to come and join us and watch and listen, And then we group our members, right, according to their playing standard. So like the beginners will focus on fundamentals and advanced players will get to lead various groups.
So there's a place for everyone.
Yeah. And then we're also very honored to have like Daniel Yiau, which is a great friend of ours who always helps and provides ideas, tips and advice lah. So like then from him, then we came up with like a lot more workshops and programs for the group too. Yeah. You want me to elaborate on the workshops and programs?
Yeah. If it helps.
Okay. So I feel like I talk a lot, but then so like we have workshop for beginners to advanced players. So where we we provide this platform for people to know more about auxiliary clarinets and then the fundamental of playing, even maintenance also. And then recently, because of this COVID period, right, we launched a series called Clari-fication. And that's like something like a home-based learning or like work from home kind of setting for clarinet playing. Yeah, and just to note, right, to TCC, Daniel is part of us lah, just in case that question pops out. to us. Okay, and then the good thing is these workshops, right, are from low to no cost at all. It depends on so and we also, one thing we have is we have a tune in for people who are interested. So a tune in is like a crash session that you come and join us in one session, see how we operate, how we play, how we run. Then it's like one day, maybe half a day or like full day or whichever. Then we break the sectionals, then we have like little play to each other kind of thing.
Right.
Then you have a test feel how you feel how TCC will be for you lah, the experience.
I think
So that's
are
how
quite
we recruit.
necessary. Oh, that's how you recruit as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how we recruit. We have a yearly tune-in sessions.
Right.
Yeah.
And this kind of community outreach, I think, is quite important as well, because I have people asking me like they see the bass clarinet from afar and then they tell me, oh, that's a bassoon. I'm like, no, that's not a bassoon. Or they see like an E flat clarinet and they tell me, oh, that's a mini clarinet. I'm like, technically, yeah.
Yes,
But fair enough. You got to bring that around and educate as much as you can. Okay, so now we have come. Let's take a break. We've got a game prepared for you. And this is a really interesting game. We played this on one of our episodes, but we make it with a twist for this round. Okay, so let's roll the transition. Okay, so I'll be explaining to you how this game is going to be played. Alright, so you'll be given a scenario, okay, and then you take turns engaging in a conversation. But here's the twist, you can only ask questions. Okay, only questions, and then each question should start following the order of the alphabet. So like say if Amiru starts first, he's going to ask a question starting on the letter A. And then someone else takes over with the question B, with the letter B. Okay, so you will be eliminated if you hesitate for too long or the question doesn't make sense at all. Okay, it's not relevant to the scenario. Okay, so now I will give you the scenario. Okay, so the scenario that we have is this: a member of TCC is struggling to cope with the new and extremely challenging repertoire for an upcoming concert. Okay, so a stressed senior member approached this member. Okay, so Gina and Kendrick, you'll be one team, and Amiru and Xinqing, you'll be another team. Okay, so Gina and Kendrick, you are the stressed senior member. Alright, and Amiru's team, you are the member who's going through this struggle of learning this new repertoire. Okay?
No.
Yep, so this is how it's gonna go. So Gina, maybe you can start first with Amiru, so the conversation goes between both of you. Okay? Alright. You may begin. So,
Amiru, are you alright?
Oh, that's an easy one.
But I'm not okay. Does that make sense?
But I'm not okay. That's not a question. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So Amir's been eliminated for this round. Okay.
Oh no.
So, Shen-Ching, you can take over with the question starting from B.
By the way, how to play this? This snake-like thing.
Can one just play only.
That's not a question.
Oh my god.
Kendrick, you're up.
Okay.
That was fast.
Can on. Just like that. You cannot, meh?
What is that kind of explanation? Can explain clearer?
It's as like. Oh shit! I just said I. Oh no! I just said I.
It's okay. So just like that, Amiru and Shen-Ching won the game.
Oh.
Alright. That's a good break. Okay, let's move into. We have more questions prepared for you, so let's move into those questions that we have. Okay, so for those who have never been to the TCC, or especially our viewers who are from Sarawak, what are some things that people don't know about TCC? It probably happens internally that people outside don't know. Maybe there's a lot of squabbles or conflicts. I don't know.
Okay.
What's happening?
First and foremost, we don't fight. Yeah, we don't fight. But okay, so just now I said that someone will have to actually check whether needs a wake up call, right?
Yeah.
It's because we have this habit where everyone will be late for practice. Like
Everyone.
yeah, not everyone lah, but there will be like a few that will be like on time early, and then the bulk of it will be late.
Okay.
Yeah. So like every morning before rehearsals, right? One by one will say, I'll be late, I'll be late, I'll be late. Sorry, I'll be late. Sorry, I'll be late. Yeah. So the early ones will be the one who will like take the keys from the office to open the rooms and prepare the room for rehearsals lah. Yeah. So that's one. Second is that even though we are late, we will still have our breakfast at the CC. Yeah. So like we will actually like have like a cup of coffee. Like the older ones will have a cup of coffee. So Gina, yeah. Then like
Wow.
the younger ones like me will have like maybe a cup of Milo lah. Yeah. To start off the day. And then usually we will end off our day like after practice we'll have like lunch session at their favorite fish soup restaurant. Yeah. So there's like a shop a few blocks away from the CC, right? So we'll always go there to have our lunch. And the thing is, right, we always go there very often that the aunties actually recognize the members leh.
This show is not sponsored. This show is not.
It's not, it's not.
Yeah.
Then okay, so as you can see, we are all wearing our classic TCC shirts.
The gold one.
Yeah, okay. But do you know that we actually also have like another one? We have this.
What was that? The older design?
No. It's the newer design.
Oh, okay.
So the story behind this shirt, right, is we are supposed to use this for one of our main concerts lah, a Clarinet Affair, but we somehow thought that this suits better, so we didn't wear this. But since it's red, right, there are many festivities that we can use it for lah. Chinese New Year, NDP, yes, Valentine's Day, Christmas. So you see, like
And
just
Chinese
a
New
shirt,
Year.
right? We can just use for a lot of events. So red was the color that we chose.
Right.
Yeah. Then I'm sure the rest have things to spill, right?
So
Spill the beans.
let me add on to that. So basically, something that you don't know, right? That okay, like because like when during rehearsals, our good friend Gina, she actually has kind of like two personalities at times. So like I mean, like sometimes during rehearsal, right, you before the rehearsal start, I mean, it can be like quite how to say like friendly and joyful lah. So after that, when you start playing, right, I mean, I think okay lah, maybe because it's when you play, but when you work, you're supposed to work. So when it comes to let's say for example, when we are doing rehearsals, right, then like some of us like play out of tune or like maybe like not together or what. And then just nice that day she bad mood lah. Maybe she's that month of the period lah. So I don't know lah. Yeah, so yeah, so after that she'll get very sensitive like to the slightest mistake lah. Then she'll just like give a very black face lah. Yeah. So like also our club right also have this motto which is called always assume you are wrong. So yes. So why is our motto is because I give you an example like when we are tuning, right, there's a time where me and Xuanqing was playing first with Gina. So I think we were having rehearsal with maybe Daniel or something like, I can't remember. So one of us was actually out of tune. So like all she need to do, right, is just glare at us, right, and then both of us will feel like both of us are out of tune. Yeah, so because of that, we will just adjust or like really adjust too much to the point where it's like it gets worse. Yeah, yeah. So to actually to conclude that, right, Gina, what?
You're like the tuning went like even worse.
Yeah, I think because we were like too too afraid or like too affected lah. So we try to adjust, but then it turns out it became worse lah. Yeah.
Both of us changed together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So we
Like
went the opposite direction.
We went opposite direction. Then it was like, oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? Sorry. I mean, TCC members, if you're watching this, right, I'm sure there's more beans to spill. You can just type in the comment section below. So, yes, Yuan-Ching, you were saying.
Wow, burning bridges. Is this a game?
No, yeah, no, yeah.
disclaimer first, I'm not bipolar. I'm not bipolar.
But actually, whenever it's a knee-jerk reaction by now, whenever Gina
Yeah.
moves or turns slightly, right, I would like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
Gina
yeah.
says anything.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
that's
Gina.
that's how sensitive we became after being taught by her. Yeah. Yeah. So every time, like for example, we go to other bands, like someone just turn, like we will straight away, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
The trauma.
Yeah. That's why it's always called always assume you're wrong.
I guess it does help with, like being more aware, of the things and more alert at times,
Mm.
I guess it helps. So I don't know. But okay, let's get a bit more let's talk about something that's more serious. So organizing, running a group like that, it's always difficult. It's never easy, right? So just like we are running a community wing band program, what are the challenges that you guys face in running TCC?
So definitely like we will in TCC we face a few challenges now, and one of which I would say to find a venue for our concert. Yeah, because we ourselves we are on a budget constraint, so we don't have the luxury of like having concerts at the places that we want. But fortunately, right, we actually have a partner, Republic Polytechnic. They actually let us use their venue, their studio, recital studio for free actually. So we don't have to pay anything, but we are able to use the venue, which is a good venue actually, to have our concert. And what's the best thing is that we have been using the venue for 2 years really to have our Clarinet Affair concert. And actually, we are supposed to have it there as well, lah. But because of COVID, then
yeah.
things
Oh, this
happened,
year, is
right?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then another difficulty would be in terms of marketing. Yeah. So as you know, me, Xuan Ching, and we have another group friend of mine, George. Another group friend of us,
George.
So the three of us, we are in the marketing team. So back then, right, we would only publicize materials on a event to event basis.
Right.
So we would, if you are having an event for like this month, we will like promote it lah. But because of COVID and all our events got cancelled, so we are left with nothing to actually publicize. So the challenge is actually to come up with like ideas. The challenge is to actually come up with materials to ensure that our pitch remains like relevant and engage our audience lah. Yeah. And because the three of us, we are full-time students, part-time students, and like working adults. So sometimes it is really challenging to actually manage one account. People think it might be easy, but actually there's a lot of work that goes behind like marketing stuff lah.
Exactly. Yes.
And yeah, Xuan Ching, sorry.
Yeah. I think one other major challenge we face is matching our schedules because our members come from everywhere, literally. I stay in Sengkang as well. Convenience is a huge issue. It takes 1 hour 30 minutes to travel.
Yeah, Pasir Ris. Team Pasir
And
Ris.
then events like a Clarinet Affair, right? We have multiple groups, We have the Clarinet Choir, which we have rehearsals on Sunday morning. And then on top of that, some of us may have other community band commitments as well, which usually are on Saturdays. And then we still have our own groups for ACA. And then we need to slot them in. And a lot of us are working adult students. Yeah, it's a huge issue, especially if the group is big. And you have more people to plan for. Yeah.
If I can add on, lastly,
Sure.
we have an issue of commitments lah. So because we are a group that runs on an event to event basis, right? So whenever an event is approaching, we will actually ask the members to volunteer lah. So sometimes we have a healthy number of members to volunteer for events. Sometimes it can be tough to get them to play for us. So that's when like members like Gina will have to like text them personally, you know, to convince them to play for the yeah. So sometimes for some events we have that issue lah. Yeah. So that's why when we plan for our events, right, we try to make sure that it doesn't clash with like exam periods, because if it does, then we know that they can't commit. Yeah. So on our part, when the year ends, we will actually plan our events, like we will split the events accordingly, so that it benefits everyone lah. Yeah.
Venue scheduling.
Yeah.
All these things. Fair enough. I mean, these are always difficulties faced by like groups like that, but it's okay. I mean, you probably go through the good times and the bad times and the struggles that you just mentioned together. So what are the best memories of TCC from your perspective, of course? What are the best memories? Gina, you want to start first?
Yeah. Okay. I think the best memory. Okay. I mean, there's a few lah. I think the most impactful one was our first ever gig at the Singapore Arts Museum that Kendrick mentioned, where we came up with TCC, the name. So like I think it was very nice to have like that number of clarinetists playing for that thing lah. It was pretty last minute actually. Honestly, it was pretty last minute, but I mean we kind of like we made it. And then we decided to okay, then we should always do this. That's why we end up doing what we are doing now. Yeah.
That was the start of everything lah.
Yeah. That was the start. Thanks to Sam.
So for me is it'll be the the Nanyang International Ensemble competition, because it's the second event that we actually did as a club because that competition actually we were like having issues or like problems deciding whether should we really take part in this competition, because we are just like because to be honest, like when we are in like for example secondary school or like after graduating, we don't normally take part in like a competition. So to me it feels like taking part in a competition is actually is a big thing. So like this competition actually happened before I enlist lah. So right after this competition, I straight away enlist into the army. So so like that's why it's the most memorable for me lah, because like doing the progress and the journey towards this competition, it was really very tough. Because like all of us have different playing standards. So and at the same time, because our competition is actually an octet, which is consists of 8 people, but some parts actually have 2 players per part.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's even harder to actually like play together and also stay in tune. So we really practice like our lungs out, to be honest. Yeah. To be honest, really put in our best, and then we really aim for the first prize lah. Yeah. So actually, the end of the day, actually our hard work paid off lah. So that's why I feel. Yes, we got first for our category. Yeah, that's why is to me, I feel that it's the best memory for me. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? I mean,
I can't relate to that because I joined quite later. I joined in 2018. Yeah. So TCC have this tradition, right, where every at the end of the year we will actually have a gathering. Yeah, and usually our gatherings, right, are always about food. Yeah. So there's one time we had like we eat at a restaurant, but then my favorite and the one that I can't forget is actually the barbecue session that we had at the end of the year. Yeah. So the interesting thing about this barbecue session, right, is that it literally rained throughout the entire session. Yeah, but somehow we managed to pull through lah. Yeah, because the barbecue pit was like outdoor, so to actually like save ourselves, So we ended up like hiding under trees or like hiding under the table. Yeah, and then we decided to actually carry on barbecuing. So our main head chef was Limin. I think Limin is watching the show. Hi, Limin. Yeah. So we will do anything to actually like protect her from the rain. So we
Okay.
use like, if you can see from photos, we use like trash bags, we use like our bags to really cover her so that she can actually cook food. And then we will just pass around the food so that we can eat while she's cooking lah. So it was a wet experience, but it really showed like the teamwork that we had lah. It was really fun. And then towards the end, the rain stopped. Then we had this card session, the Singaporean Dream. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Have you tried playing that, Jasmine?
No, no, yeah. But I've seen
It's
people play that.
a really interesting game. We get carried like along the game that we were probably the noisiest group lah during that day. Yeah. So we were like shouting. So we
Burning
were scared that,
bridges.
yeah. So that was my memorable memories in TCC. How about you, Shenxing?
Okay, for me, I think it's more personal lah. Because okay, my most memorable moment was in the first ACA concert, a Clarinet Affair, and then back then, actually not back then, even now, performing to me has always been a very self-conscious activity. When I'm on the stage, right, I would be very conscious about how my fingers are moving, how I present myself, how I sound, such that it really distracts me a lot. And then on that day, when we were on stage with everyone playing as one, I know it's cliche, but yeah, with Daniel conducting, I sort of got lost in the music. And then I forgot that there were audiences, and then I just played my heart out. And to me, that was very meaningful. Yeah.
Wow. So I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, me
Wow.
Oh.
Wow, that's quite amazing. I mean, I hope Daniel's watching this. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
You inspire a generation of clarinetists. All right. I mean,
Okay, one more.
yeah, one more.
Yeah. So probably like one of the most memorable moments was that some of our members, right, actually played and performed for one of our members' wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
That's
so
Limin.
like,
That's the chef.
yes, that's the head chef,
And
Limin.
she has a baby now, and we're trying to recruit the baby to be part of the youngest
Already.
member of PCC now.
The youngest member of TCC. Yeah. So I think that's very memorable lah. Like to be able to actually witness and to perform for a fellow member of TCC. To be there for her special day. I think that's sweet.
It really is quite special. Yeah.
Yeah, like okay, I have one more. Okay, I'm basically very grateful for this bunch. So if you want me to choose a very, very like there's so many memories to share. But I think the most impactful, like one of it was conducting for last year's Clarinet Affair. So because we have so many clarinetists, we were very fortunate lah. We had Audio Image who joined us, and then after that we had I think
Republic
30 and Republic Poly's clarinet section, like a couple of representatives. So we had like almost 30. It was if you go to our YouTube, right, you will see some videos of it. It was like about 30 clarinetists. And to me, couple of years in 2017 when we just started with 10 and like, so last minute and just crazy idea. We didn't know we would be able to be on stage with so many other clarinetists at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was very touching lah. And then like I had goosebumps lah. I just thankful every single moment that we were given. And then I think just like then we really want to grow this family, and really nice to see everybody working so hard and practicing together. It's like the process is the most memorable journey, I think.
Fair enough. I mean, with such great foundation, and good chemistry and bonding with the whole family, as you guys, all see it to be. Then my last question for today's session is, what is next for TCC? Because I know COVID-19 has really, affected most of our events. Like you're supposed to have the ACA. You guys got ACA? Yeah. That was supposed to be happening earlier this year, and it's now cancelled. So what's next then? What can people expect from TCC?
Gina, you want to go first?
Mew.
Alright.
You go first, Mew.
So like as you say, like COVID really affected us, right? Because we are under a community center, so whatever we do, we have to actually follow the regulations that they set and the guidelines. So basically, what we have planned for this year, or majority of the events was cancelled or we put it on hold. Yeah. So technically we have nothing to do lah throughout the entire year. So that's why we actually think of like what we can do next. So we actually ventured into our online sessions. So we first started off with like clarification. I think you were part of one of the
Yes, I was.
sessions, right? Yeah. So we had like 2 sessions, one for B flat and the other one was for bass clarinet and our other auxiliary clarinets. So in that sessions, right, we actually invited a range of speakers. So what is so special about clarification is that, okay, I'm not trying to promote, but different from what other groups are doing because we actually allow all our audience to literally ask any questions that they have with regards to the clarinet. And also, our speakers actually do a lot of demos. So it's not really just about like talking.
Yeah.
They will actually like demonstrate how to do certain stuff. Yeah. So after those 2 sessions ended, we thought, what can we do next? And that's when we brought in Do It with Yiau. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a weekly thing.
DIY.
It's like a clarinet working out session that we have for like 30 minutes a week. And we have been doing it. We actually completed our 7th session at 2 p.m. just now. At 3. So and we are left with like 4 more sessions to go. So it's like a 2-month session long. Yeah. So that session really takes a lot of like dedication and effort lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you will ask, so what's next?
Yeah, what's next?
For now, we are in the midst of like planning because the situation is very unstable. Like we don't know what's next. Yeah, we are currently in phase 2 in Singapore. So, but if you were to ask our goals, we are always looking at expanding TCC even more further. Yeah, to grow the family lah. Yeah. Then anything else?
Yeah. I mean, my dream, right, is to bring TCC out of Singapore lah. So like, you know those overseas clarinet choirs there. So I hope like in some days we can do some exchange, or maybe we can do something with Bandnet also. Because
when we find more clarinetists here.
Can lah, we help you with your clarinet section. It's out there. Then you know like I mean the whole conversation we keep talking about food, right? Yeah, you know, I heard that, you know.
We have great food.
Yeah.
So to bring TCC out one day, you know, to travel together. Okay, all right. So, Mr. Family and Miss Family, how long have you guys known each other for?
4 years.
4 years.
Okay.
2 years.
For Amiru too.
Yeah. So I'm at a disadvantage.
Would you guys say that you guys are very close and know each other quite well through TCC alone?
This one is
difficult to answer.
Now I
okay.
wish Christine is here.
It's okay because we have a game prepared for you called Yes or No. Let's roll the transition.
Only Christine is here.
All right, so welcome to the Yes or No segment. So this is the notorious segment that all of our guests go through. So it's just a simple game. You know, you have a piece of paper and you write yes on one side and no on the other side. And if you have done it, can you just show me to me? All right, perfect. So I'll be asking you a series of apparently friendship-destroying questions in 90 seconds. All right, and as quickly as possible and as honest as you can, raise your answer. Okay, so if all of you have the same answer, you get 1 point. But if one of you has a different answer, that's 0 points for that question. Okay, so the aim is to get as many points as you can within the specific time period. Okay, so are there any questions?
No.
Do you want to do a cheer for each other?
I'm very nervous now.
Okay, that's okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, if there are no questions, let's get this game started on my count. Okay, ready? On the count of 3, 2, 1. Okay, question number 1. Does Xuan Qing have an old injury from playing sports?
Oh.
Does Gina prefer the contrabass clarinet over the bass clarinet? Alright. Would Kendrick give up TCC for a lucrative job offer? Does Amiru prefer rice over noodles?
Oh my goodness.
Does he prefer
Yes,
rice
no.
over noodles?
Oh.
Yep. Okay, so if you clean a vacuum cleaner, are you a vacuum cleaner? Alright.
Oh no!
Is Gina's shoe size larger than a UK size 7? Okay.
No.
Does Amiru prefer playing a melodic lines over harmony parts? Does he prefer melody over harmony? Oh! Does Xuan Qing have an interesting nickname? Okay. Does Kendrick own more than 2 clarinets? Is there a performance by TCC that Gina is embarrassed about? Ooh. Hey. Okay. Are Kendrick and Gina closer than Amiru and Xuan Qing? Okay, that's all the times that we have. So let's see what's this. Oh, you guys only got 5.
Oh man.
That's okay. I mean, this game is not, determinative of anything, but I think that was a really good run, and hope it helps to get you guys to know each other even more. You can go after this. You can go and sort it out among yourselves. All right. Okay. So as we come to the end of our session, we always ask our panel to say something inspiring to our viewers out there. So, for all of you coming from TCC and going through hardships together, what is it that you have to say to our audience today?
I go first.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel that it's something that hold close to my heart. It's basically attitude, because attitude plays an important role in whatever you're doing. Because like having a positive attitude, right, it will bring you a long way in life, no matter what. If it's music making, like whatever you're doing. So like having a positive attitude is actually, and also willing to learn, right? Actually, it shows others like a lot about your character, and also it will let people like see you differently, and also at the same time willing to teach you, because like you are willing to learn. So like, and also like when you grow up, right? Because as you know that as we grow older, like from secondary school, and then we progress to like poly, and then uni, we tend to have different interests in life, like like secondary school music, and then poly maybe you want to try something like sports. Yeah. But then when you look back, right, you tend to like miss music making. So what I have to give away is that at least you should try to continue being in the music scene, even though like your interests may wander around. Yeah, because music actually has taught me a lot along this journey when I grow up. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Character and never giving up on music.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Yep.
For me, okay, for people who are new, ensemble playing might be a daunting task because each of us are soloists in our own parts, and one mistake, you are just exposed there right on stage. So, but I would say just take a leap of faith, because you'll find this activity very meaningful. Because you know how there is no conductor in an ensemble, so we have to really collaborate very tightly. We have to look at each other and then cue each other. Cue, C-U-E. So over time, you understand each other's quirks and playing styles, and then through that, it's very meaningful to understand them at a deeper level, and then you bond over that as well. Yeah.
I think I agree with you on some and understanding the quirks of the group thing. Alright, Amiru?
Yeah. Okay. So my word of wisdom goes to those who actually went on a break from playing the clarinet, but then wants to pick it up again. So for me, to you guys, just have the courage and don't be scared to do it again, because I did. So I stopped playing the clarinet after I completed junior college for about a year because I was serving the national service. But after attending a friend's concert, right, I just felt I just miss playing. I just miss playing the clarinet and miss performing. So that took me the courage to actually join TCC and perform since then. So all you need to you may be rusty at the beginning, but trust me, if you put in the effort, if you are dedicated, then you'll pull through. Yeah.
Alright, last but not least, post of wisdom from Gina.
I feel, okay, honestly speaking, if there's something that you want to do, you should just do it. And then never be afraid that you are in something alone. Because like for me, I truly believe in teamwork, or like family in this case. A lot of them, like I see them grow from very, very timid players to like people who are leading younger players now. We have very young players lah. Like I think Chen Xi was there just now, so she's pretty young. She's still in secondary school, and then so like it reminded me that like no matter whether the members of TCC will be professional clarinetists or other profession in life, I think it doesn't matter where you go in the future. You treasure this memory that you had with TCC, and then I think it's something that you will remember for life, like Kendrick said. And I feel that it will change your perspective to a lot of things. And like just at least in TCC, you will never be alone. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, I'm just I feel very thankful and very grateful for all the support that all members have been giving, since day one to start the group. So this is something that you cannot find anywhere all the time, you see. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, basically don't give up, continue playing, and then if you want to join a group, there's always TCC over here available. So all the social media links are just right down below. No audition. See, even better.
Yeah, no audition. It's open to all. Oh, we got non-clarinetist also.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We forgot to review that just now. People don't play clarinet, but like we have flautists or trumpeters who wants to play clarinet, then they know a bit, then they come and join us also. So it's really open to all. Yeah.
There you go. So that's a shout out to TCC, and if you want to join, their social media links are just right down below. All right. So just before we come to the end, as they've been this whole panel has been saying throughout this entire Facebook Live that they are a family, they have something prepared, a short surprise for someone out there.
You want to say hi to our mom, Christine?
Hi, Christine.
Yeah.
Hi, Christine.
It's her birthday tomorrow, so we want to wish her like a happy birthday here to her and her twin Christina, who's a tubist but plays the clarinet in TCC. They're twins. So happy birthday, Christine.
Happy birthday. All right. So. Sorry. So for all of you who are watching, no problem at all. So all of you who are watching today, thank you so much for tuning in consistently for all of episodes. This is actually one of probably our last episode for Insider Spotlight, because we have more things planned coming out for the following weeks. So stay tuned anyway. So thank you so much for joining us again, TCC.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. It was fun and getting to know a whole new group and knowing that there's another extension of a family out there as well. All right. So thank you so much. With that, I'm Jasmine Siu, and this is the Clarinet Club. Thank you and have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.